I had to come back on here and finish where I started with that devil's advocate thing since they blocked me. I'm trying to hurry up. That's why I be talking so fast. Sometimes when I be talking fast or whatever, or not talking fast, but sometimes when I make a video and I have to do something or whatever, or just my mind is not there, I'll talk fast and I'll talk over my words. So let me just go back to what I was saying. First of all, let me say this now. In my last video, when I said I don't ask the spirit to give me stuff, I was over talking on my words. Yes, every time I get a channel message, I don't say, God, give me a message or whatever. Sometimes they just come throughout the day. I'll get clarity. I'll research something, and then a light bulb will go off and this and that. But sometimes I actually do pray. I pray all the time, but sometimes specifically in my prayers, I'll say, God, use me, give me messages, downloads to do your will or whatever you want me to say it or whatever. And you could tell by the messages that I'm getting or whatever was coming out my mouth, who I work for or whatever. And then to a certain degree, that's kind of here and there because it's certain people that get messages and they know certain things or whatever, but that doesn't mean that an angelic spirit told them. One thing you have to think about is when people are mediums, and I mean stronger mediums to the point where they can actually see who's coming against you and stuff like that. If they're telling you exactly what to do, to stop it or to protect yourself. There's somebody that has your best interest or whatever. There's somebody that's on your team. There's somebody that's looking out for you. That's why I always tell people, anybody that's sitting up there talking about, okay, remember the narcissist lied on you, destroyed you. Anybody told you that he's sorry and he misses you and he didn't mean it. He feels so guilty. The nigga doesn't feel guilty. That's a game that he's playing. Sometimes, from what I read, one reading on the way back is that narcissists, they're I don't know if they say Masons or are they just a part of like a satanic cult, so they know how to say certain things in their mind or whatever. And especially if they know you're looking at tarot, and you'll be looking on your sign or something, and they'll be like, he feels so bad for what he did. But if a person, you got to think about it like this: have you ever did something wrong against somebody, and have you ever did something really, really bad against somebody and you feel bad? Okay, once you feel bad and you know you wronged somebody, what did you do? Did you come to that person and say, man, I was fucked up for doing it or whatever, man. I shouldn't have lied on you, shouldn't have did this. I feel bad, I was wrong. Would you do that, or would you gang stalk them or whatever? Right? So that lets you know either number one, when you wake up, either that person is lying, the medium is lying and telling and playing a game, acting like they miss you. I'm not saying that they don't miss using you or whatever, or miss the love that you gave. I'm not talking about that. But when they talk about the person feel guilty, good and god darn well that a narcissist doesn't have a soul or whatever. That's why they did what they did in the first place. It's certain things that I'm not saying you can't be forgiven for, but it's certain things you can't really bounce back from. You can or whatever, apologize, but certain things people can do that it's in their spirit to do it because they did it in the first place or whatever. That's why I always say, if you're real, compare yourself to another person that's real or whatever. Anybody that could do what that person did is incapable of change or whatever. I'm not trying to say that nobody can change, because I've changed, but it's just certain things of your intentions towards people or whatever. Something, it's a spirit in you or whatever that needs to be removed, and then maybe God can be able to reach you. But like I said, it's just certain. I find myself sometimes even being empathic enough to try to reach the gang stalkers. Sometimes y'all shouldn't do this. Y'all will really just let them keep on going or whatever and lead to their own destruction or whatever. And I go back and forth a lot with that, because I'm like, dang, if you know the truth about something, do you warn them or whatever? Because you know what's coming for them. It's a lot of people that's going to be going to hell that don't believe in hell. It's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be shocked. They go to church every Sunday and think that they're going to go to heaven, and they're not going to go to heaven. So we'll just say that. But yeah, anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So the devil's advocate or whatever, if you see in that movie, he knew the man was very prideful or whatever. He knew the man was he knew the man was, just in general, he knew we can get to the man. This man was very prideful. All he cared about was winning and being boastful and stuff like that. So he gave him power. But they're not gonna show that the guy did a ritual and he got powers to be able to scheme people and stuff like that. But that's what they do. The devil grants you power and status and wealth and stuff like that if you do his bidding. But look what he did. He was sitting up there getting people off the hook that were guilty. And you think that God gave him that powers? No, the devil did it. And the devil is doing it because he's showing God told you behind their backs. He's showing God these persons and shit. They belong to me. They belong in here with me. But the people are so ignorant and naive. They think, oh, Satan gave me these powers. I run this. I run that. It's gonna be us against the world. We're gonna make our own kingdom. Isn't that what Satan did? He tried to throw in heaven. He tried to kill God. Well, of course, they ain't gonna say that, but he probably tried to kill God because God is all forgiving. He forgives multiple times or whatever. He always tells your followers forgive. The empaths can do that naturally. We just naturally forgive. I can be mad at a person, but it's just in general. I just be like, I don't just be thinking, oh, I gotta get back and hold a resentment in my heart or whatever. I'm very forgiving or whatever. That's just how I am because I have attributes of the Most High. All empaths have that. So, like I said before, whatever he did, it probably was too bad to the point where God was like, oh, you gotta get the hell up out of here and you can't come back. You're evil. You're abomination. Blah 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 blah. Because God is all forgiving. So Satan ain't gonna present himself like that. He gotta play the victim and act like he said, and God is so mean and horrible. Look what condition he left the earth in or whatever, and he doesn't love you, blah 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 blah. He gotta present it in a way to make it believable. Because if Satan was to come to these people in his true form, like not the form they're thinking where he's so beautiful and he doesn't look anything like a monstrous creature. If he remember he portrays himself as an angel of light, it says in the Bible. If he was to come to these people in true form and they could really see who is leading them to do that, which you can't really see you can't see who Satan truly is by the stuff that he wants you to do. Drinking goat blood, having doing bestiality or whatever, making oaths, misleading the public. That lets you know if somebody gives you powers to be deceptive and lead people astray, then you already know that it don't matter what you do to show your loyalty to him. You know you're not a loyal person, especially if he's making people that sell their souls, evil people, mislead good people, good righteous people from God or whatever, and try to mislead them from going to heaven, then you already know that you're not going to heaven. You're gonna go to a torturous place or whatever, and you know you're working with an enemy. He's using you. That's why I say he uses these people. These people so ignorant. All they want is material goods and this and this and that. But it's a price to pay for that. That's why he said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world yet lose his soul? And a lot of these celebrities are not who they portray to be. And I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, they're living a life where a lot of them, this is what I believe from what I see using my discernment, where these rappers and stuff like that, you think they had the money, cars, and clothes. A lot of them do sex work or whatever, and I showed you examples of that. A lot of them do practice bestiality, drink blood, do sacrifices to remain it. You can't be happy doing it and just, it's no peace. So yeah, you got all the money to flaunt and do this to portray to the public, but deep inside there's no peace. God doesn't grant peace like that. It's like a trade-off or whatever. That's why you have to stay on drugs. That's why you have to stay high 24/7. That's why you're surrounded by nothing but demonic people. So it's no God in there. So anyway, that's all I just wanted to say. When the lady in the movie The Devil's Advocate, she played an empath. That's how all empaths are. Whenever I used to be around people, whatever, especially in relationships, even if I wasn't all the way just perfect or whatever, which I'm not perfect, but even if I was used to get high and stuff like that, I still have my gifts of being able to see deceptive people. So when you're around it and you're trying to warn people, this is what they're doing, blah 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 blah, and the people can't see that, it causes a breakdown because you can see it and you can see what's coming, but they can't. Just like when I be online trying to tell y'all, enlighten y'all about truth videos, and this is coming in, people think, I hear a little ignorant laugh outside and a horn honks, and people think that's funny, but you know a wave is coming. You know that they're gonna bring martial law in or whatever, and you know that they're gonna be killing a lot of people. You know the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is here. It's just not here in Houston or whatever, or where we see it's in other countries. Is here, and you know it's coming, and people laughing and playing the game, and those gonna be the same people that get destroyed. Y'all ever heard that stand-up thing where it's called the Kings of Comedy, where what's his name? What's the big guy, the stocking when Cedric the Entertainer. He was like, y'all ever seen 2 or 3 black people running? And then you say black people had a thing where somebody running, we all run or whatever. He said there's always one person that's going to check it out and they're like, what's going on? And then they get bopped in the head. They're like, why didn't anybody tell me? That's how people act, gang stalkers, the money devil worshippers. It's like in the end there will be messengers. There have always been messengers, but the way I'm breaking it down, I'm not saying I'm better than the rest, but the way I'm breaking it down is so clear. It's so precise in a way that you can't deny the truth. And only way you can deny it is if you're a part of it or if you make it a personal choice to not see it or whatever. Ignorance is real. You can choose to be ignorant. You can choose to be enlightened and know the truth. It's not a game. I'm not here to tell you you better listen to me. You going to hell. I'm not here to tell you that. I'm here to tell you this is the truth or whatever, and you can follow it. Not follow what I say, but this is God's truth. These are the messages He's giving me. You can listen to it. You can follow it, or you can just go to your demise, to the abyss, take the chip, and go to the abyss and be in hell forever. So it's a personal choice. But yeah, let me get back to the movie on the Devil's Advocate. Remember in the movie when she could see the faces of people and they were changing? That's how people who are enlightened, we can see demons. Sometimes they can disguise themselves and you can't see it right away. Just like when I said Joe Ramirez it's good that he is telling people about this, you didn't know about this, and later on I look back at it and I say, oh nah, he working for the team or whatever. People who are truly not of God and try to portray themselves as good people, you will eventually see their mask slip. So you just have to be very discerning. So when they talking about blocking Facebook posts and stuff like that over a picture of Hitler when I'm using to teach and gang signs, and they could see what I wrote above it to use it to teach or whatever. They said the gang signs too, or whatever that I put up, and then I tried to erase it, and they're talking about you still blocked or whatever. Then it's getting to, they looking for any little thing. They can't say nothing about none of the transgender agenda. I said none of that, nothing about the Jezebel spirit, none of those posts. Only thing you got is a picture of Hitler and John F. Kennedy and Bill Gates and the gang signs. Come on, man. And the stuff they're saying is not even adding up. So I just wanted to get on here and do this. If I have some more messages, I'll just share them on here until they let me back on Facebook.